Hello everyone and welcome back to another Crafty Panda Survival Series video, and today we are going to be enclosing our cow farm into this lovely looking building. Now of course you can build this on your own kind of channel, so this is a little bit of a tutorial. It's a little bit longer than my other survival videos, and if you wanted to make it more like a house you could just put some windows in, but for now we're just using it as a shed. And this is part of the build that we did yesterday, and we did that with the mine entrance over here. And again, I'm going to stick a video to this at the end of the video, so if you like this, just hit subscribe, hit like, tell me what you think. Let's get straight on with it. Okay, so we are going to start this build by surrounding our cow farm that we made in the last video. I'll put a link up here for that. We're going to surround it with slabs, and that just means that once we've built this entire building, we can actually walk around the inside of the cow farm and sort of feed them. And I'm just going to hyperlapse a lot of this because just sitting watching blocks being placed is probably quite boring. Okay, cool. So we've got somewhere to stand now, and just for those who haven't seen this yet, it just means we can stand up here, hold down right click, and we can feed all the cows. So the next thing, we're going to block this in just by using some standard blocks, any type. We are going to replace this bottom level later on anyway, so it doesn't really matter what you use, but it just gives us a bit of a platform to build on. Okay, so now we're going to get this building a bit higher. I'm going to do this probably 4 or 5 high, and again I'm not going to make you sit and watch through that, I'll probably just skip to the end of this. Okay, so we've got the full walls in now, and we're just going to put some half slabs above these cows, and that just means that we're not going to fall in. If we fall in, it would be a nightmare to try and get back out again, so let's just cover these up. Okay, cool, so we've got the top of the wall finished now, and the next job is to just grab a bit of wheat and just make sure that our farm still works with the half slabs. And it certainly does. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to work on the roof. So the way we're going to do this is get a different colour wood. I'm using spruce just because I think it goes well with oak. And we're just going to make a boatload of stairs, and you'll see in a minute I really under anticipated how much we'd actually need, but we'll go back and get some more wood later on. So I'm just making a bit of a scaffold here, and that's going to help us access the roof, jump on and off. And what we're going to do is run along the outside wall, so not going to start on the top because that looks terrible, but we're going to go along the side here, and we're going to come one out further. Now this looks a bit ridiculous for now, but trust me, it will look better. And we're just going to go around this, and again I'm just going to put this into a time lapse because this would be incredibly dull to watch. Yeah, it's going to look good. Okay, so we're just going to jump up and just spam stairs everywhere. We're just going to run along like this, and again I'm just going to time lapse this because it would take forever to do this. It doesn't actually take that long, but it's a good idea to have the wood collected already. As you'll see in a minute, I end up having to go back and bone meal some trees and stuff. We're also just going to block this up at the moment. It's going to look a bit boring, but we are going to go back and make that look a lot better afterwards. Also, when we place these stairs upside down like this, it makes our roof look a little bit thicker, and it also just gives it a nice neat straight line, and that's sort of what we want for the roofs. We want something a little bit more detailed than what you see sometimes. Yeah, so I seriously ran out of wood here. Okay, so let's send this into a time lapse and put some music on. Okay, so now we've got the roof done. As you can see inside, it's looking a little bit better, but we still have a very boring outside. So we're going to take this bottom layer off like we said before, and I'm just going to time lapse me cutting all of this out. And I was sort of thinking maybe cobblestone would look quite good, but then for the front of the mine that we made in the other video, you can see that we used stone bricks. So I'm just going to grab some stone bricks and stick these on the underside so it looks like we've got some foundations. Okay, so that's looking decent, but we're also going to take these wood stairs out because they don't look very good. We're going to put some bricks in here instead, and also grab some stone brick slabs and also just put some sort of stairs there as well. Now I actually put this one block too high, and you'll see me struggling with the door in a little while because, yeah. You can't place a door on a half slab. So speaking of doors, we run through our base, through our enchanting room and down into our storage system, and we're going to dump all of the oak because oak's super ugly, and we're going to get some spruce out of our spruce box, and we're going to get some spruce doors because these are the ones that look more like castle doors and they're probably a bit better for a barn door as well. And here's me being silly and trying to put a door on top of a half slab and being really confused as to why it wasn't working. The penny has dropped. Okay, so I'm also going to add a bit of a lintel over the door as well, just to make it a little bit more interesting. But again, this is looking super bland, so we're going to have to try and sort out the corners of the building. Okay, so I've got two options here for the corners. I've got some oak logs and I've got some spruce logs, and I wasn't entirely sure which one I prefer, so I'm just putting both in now so I can kind of stand back and take a look. And I'd recommend you do this when you're building, just make choices and just have a look at what you think looks better and then sort of just mess around with it that way. Yeah, I think spruce is definitely better, so we're just going to cut these out and I'm just going to time lapse me going around and replacing all of the corners with these spruce logs. Okay, so I don't want to completely miss out on the oak logs because I did think it was a nice kind of colour contrast, but I do think the spruce works better for these kind of big corners. But what we're going to do is just put in a sort of cross beam using the oak logs as well. I'm just going to put that above the lintel just to give a bit more kind of decoration, a bit more kind of appeal to the front of this. Okay, and I think that looks pretty decent. So let's just clear up some of this mess. I'm just going to add some in the back here as well. Okay, now even though it doesn't need it because this is all made out of slabs, we're going to stick some torches around just for a bit of extra light here. Now of course, because it's made of slabs, we're not going to have any mobs spawning in here anyway, but I think it just makes it look a little bit better. Okay, and I tested out a sort of awning porch style thing here. It was awful, so I got rid of it straight away. But I did add some slabs down at the front here just to add a bit more kind of depth to the front of the building. And we don't want this too fancy, it's just a barn at the end of the day. But again, we're just going to stick some torches around the outside just to stop any mobs from spawning around it. And we're pretty much coming to the end of the build. So as I'm going to walk around here now, I'm going to walk over into the corner and just take kind of shot of what it looks like next to our mine entrance as well. And I think it looks pretty good. It's not bad for what we need it. It's just going to be a little bit of a sort of cow farm. If you liked this, check out some of the other survival videos if you haven't already seen them. Subscribe if you did enjoy the video and look at some of the other content we've done. And I'm going to stick some kind of videos and a link to the subscribe just here at the end. Thanks for watching.